All set.
Okay, Rick and Eric, I think we're all set and recording, so the floor is yours.
Rick, we can't hear you.
That explains it. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Trini. You would think I'd know by now. Hey, Eric, if you can turn on your camera and say hello, that'd be great. I'm joined by Eric Irakiza. Eric is there. Thank you. Eric is the case manager at Building Community New Hampshire. We're just going to give you about a 10-minute overview of the work we do, and then answer any questions. I'm the executive director of BCNH, Building Community in New Hampshire. We were founded in 2009 as the Bhutanese Community of New Hampshire. I'm trying to, there we go. This is this is who we are right now. We are a small nonprofit. We have our office in Manchester. We have another small office in Nashua, and we do a lot of work in Concord as well. Our mission really is to help refugees in New Hampshire live safe, prosperous, connected lives, and help them after their initial 90 days working with Accentria and the International Institute. And we do that with talented former refugees who can provide culturally and linguistically appropriate services. From left to right, it's Hussein Amiri, who joined us just last December. He came from Afghanistan and about 6 years ago, and is working with the Afghan evacuees, thanks to a grant from the Van Weber Fund. Eric is there next to him, and he'll be talking to you some more later. Originally from Democratic Republic of Congo. Indira Acharya, originally from Bhutan, works with the Bhutanese community, speaks Nepali. Joyeuse Kwizera just joined us 2 weeks ago. Joyeuse is also originally from Democratic Republic of Congo, and will be working on child nutrition, computer literacy, and other issues. And that's me. I'm the only Caucasian on the staff, and I don't speak any useful languages. My job is really to try to hire talented people and make sure they have money to do the work that they need to do. And here's where the money comes from and the work that we're trying to do right now. It's a pretty broad and growing list. And I just to give you a sense of the scope of what we're working on, I'll actually kind of run through it. And I've clustered it by, in a few ways. This case management is really the bulk of what we do, trying to help people, just get the services they need. We have a contract with the New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Services to provide refugee social services. Clues Foundation money is going for the Afghan work. Van Weber Fund, Afghan work. Mary Gale Foundation is a small grant to us that helps older Bhutanese women in Manchester stay connected, but it's a very specific funding stream. We do a lot with education and training. The New Hampshire Department of Education has contracted with us to provide support to refugee students and their families, and really to help school personnel connect with the families. That's where our team comes in. We're not providing tutoring or actual education, but when a teacher needs to talk to the child of a refugee, to a child who may be learning English and the parents don't speak English, they call us. We also have a small grant from the state Children with Chronic Health Conditions Council, and we help with particularly those who need special ed or other special services. The Bean Foundation is funding our computer literacy work right now, and we're trying to make sure everybody has email. It's so important, and almost everybody's connected with WhatsApp, but email provides a lot more power to families. We have an English and civics program primarily for older Bhutanese refugees. We're hoping to expand that this year. But over the last 10, 12 years, we've helped a lot of people get their citizenship. And we're really pleased. We've just started working with the International Institute of New England on a refugee IDA program. That stands for Individual Development Account. It's a matched savings program. So people who participate open bank accounts, save money regularly, learn how to manage that money, and after a few years of savings, up to $2,000, they get a one-for-one match, free money up to $2,000, with which they can buy a car, a house, or education. It's great. And Eric is doing a lot to recruit people for that right now. We do a lot with health and wellness. We have this new childhood nutrition program funded by the New Hampshire Children's Health Foundation. Eric works with the Mental Health Center of Greater Manchester to make sure that people get the services they need. And the Eastern Bank Foundation has helped us work on COVID and vaccination. And Eric can tell you a lot more about how he's helped encourage people to get vaccinated. And finally, we do a fair amount of just plain old community building, helping the ethnic communities get together and feel like, like their community. You'll see that relies on unrestricted funds from individuals and donors, which has been growing for us lately, but is a small piece of what we do so far. I hope to expand that. Our budget for 2022 is close to $500,000, which is about double what it was 2 years ago. So we're doing well, and we're active. There's Eric. He was patient number 1 at the Manchester Health Department's first equity clinic. I think it was March 1st, 2021. And we posted that photo online to show people it's okay. And Eric was, and his family have been leading in this effort to make sure that the word gets out that it's okay. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Eric, to talk about your work, with COVID-related issues and anything else you want to talk about. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Rick. Yeah, for COVID vaccination, as always, just starting to be vaccinated so that I can be a good example for the people I encourage to be vaccinated. And what I do basically is just to encourage our population to get a vaccine, because some of them, they don't follow the news on social media, and there are lack of knowledge. But when I go to the house, I encourage them, hey, look, this is the good thing to be vaccinated. I already did the vaccinated, and you guys, you can do too. And I go to different churches, encourage them, they can be vaccinated, because if they get vaccinated, they're gonna protect their family and protect the neighborhood. And the second thing is, there are a lot of population, they keep receiving the rumors from social media. They say this vaccination is not good for them. But when I just go to them, I just explain them, hey, look, I already vaccinated and nothing happened to me, so that they can understand more. Yeah. So basically, that's how I help them just to understand the good thing to be vaccinated.
And I'd add, BCNH requires all of our employees, including me, of course, to be fully vaccinated, get boosters, all of that. And we have testified in the legislature about why they should stay the hell out of the way when we have policies like that. There are bills that would take that ability away from us. And we have argued that those bills should be defeated. And I encourage everybody here to do that. It's still a live problem in the legislature. As a small business manager, I got to be able to do that with my employees, and because they need to be safe when they're out working in the community, and they shouldn't be spreading disease, and we can be a model. Eric, if you want to talk briefly, couple more minutes, just about your other kind of casework, what you do with how you help other families, households.
Yeah, I help people to apply for the job. So to get a better job, I do resume and application form, and I help them to fill it up green card application. And we help them to find a apartment for rent. Yeah, that's social worker, and the DMV will help them to pass the test. We help them to pass the writing test on the DMV, and I help them to drive too. How to drive? We have a lot of people here who doesn't have a friends who can teach them how to drive. And about the bills and to pay the bills on the line, we don't help them to pay the bills. We just help them to pay the bills on the line if they have the money, because they don't familiar with the internet or computers. So we help them to do that.
Great.
And the second thing is the people who want to be vaccinated, they don't know where they can go. We just direct them where they can go to the clinic. So I give them a ride to go to take a vaccine.
Great. I'll just wrap up by saying we work closely with the International Institute, with Accentria, and with the other providers of services like us, Overcomers Refugee Services, Victory Women of Vision, and other organizations. We all try to cooperate on this work, and we appreciate any advice, support, questions from you all. And I will make a blanket statement. We're looking for board members. And if any of you just say, that's an organization I really want to get engaged with, please send me an email, call me up. Thanks. That's all I got for you, Kirsten, Trini. And let's see if you want to do questions, we could do Q&A, but otherwise, that's the big overview.
Thank you, Rick, and thank you, Eric. That was great, and I love that laugh plea for the board members. So we'll open up for Q&A. So does anyone have any questions for Rick or Eric? JJ, are you talking? I cannot hear. Nope. Okay, not to us. Okay.
Well, thanks a lot. Glad to have
Rick, I have a question.
Okay.
Maybe you covered this and I just missed it a little bit, but how do people connect with you if they need services? Like, how do people typically find you?
So you can go right to our website, which is bcinh.org, BC, Building Community in New Hampshire. If you skip the IN, you just go to the British Car Club, I guess. And you'll find contact buttons for all of our staff. You can connect with them directly, or you can call me and we'll help you get set up.
Great, thanks. I think I see Eric, do you have your hand up?
Yes, I do. My question is for Eric, not myself. But no, I know you mentioned that you go around to churches and talk to them about vaccine availability and access to vaccines. How do you reach out to churches, and are you speaking primarily? I suppose you're talking primarily about immigrant populations, but I don't want to assume. I guess I just did. I apologize, but is that what you're speaking of, or are you finding that they're much more open to hearing from you about vaccine availability and whatnot? I know that a lot of churches, mainstream American churches, are not necessarily open to those contacts.
Yeah, thank you for the good question, Eric. Yeah, so I created a WhatsApp group with the region leads, especially as an immigrant. Yeah, we have a lot of community in Manchester. They have different churches. So when I talk to the pastor, I say, hey, can you give me just 5 minutes before you end up the service? I can just introduce a little bit. So that's how I do. I just take 5 minutes before they finish the service, and I explain them how good the thing to be vaccinated. Yeah, because a lot of people, they don't follow the news. They don't, so they are lack of knowledge. So when we go there, I just explain them through my language, because we speak the same language, so that they can understand. So some of them, they don't know even what is vaccine, why we have a COVID vaccine. So when I go there, I explain them, and they understand more. And we get a lot of people who went to clinic to get a vaccine because of that.
Thank you. And what a miracle to find, a bunch of people that aren't inundated by American media.
Sorry, I cannot hear what you say again.
Oh, I just said that's great to find a group of people, in whatever religion, who aren't inundated by American media.
Oh yeah. I do that too. Yeah.
Any
thanks again,
other
everybody.
questions for, sorry, I think I just went off screen. Any other questions for Eric or Rick?
Rick, I'll just ask that you put the website that you mentioned in the chat for everyone.
You bet.
Yeah, and I'll add to that, if both Eric and Rick could just drop their contact information in the chat, that would be great.
Sure.
And we'll make sure all of this great information goes out to the larger group along with the notes. And
well, and the video link at some point. Sorry, Kirsten. The video link, we send the video link too.
Yeah, the video link, yeah. And I will give you my thanks on behalf of the task force for your time and information, and as always, most importantly, the work that you do to benefit all of us here in New Hampshire. So thank you, Rick and Eric.
Thank you.
And I think we will go ahead and we'll stop recording now, because we only record the presentation portion to ensure that